In light of these recent events, we would like to highlight a broader conversation when it comes to awareness, avalanche safety, and what goes into avalanche forecasting and knowing the risk. So joining us now with more insight on this topic, we have Rebecca Hodgetts, avalanche specialist with the National Avalanche Center, and we do appreciate you joining us. You know, given the news that we just went through and given just the tragedy out of the Sierra just a few days ago, just starting off with that, Rebecca, I mean, I guess your initial reaction to what we've been seeing over the past few days.
Obviously, it's a really tragic series of events. The storm is making its way across the west that, as you were speaking about just now with your weather forecast. So it impacted California and then is now moving through Utah and Colorado. So you would have seen avalanche warnings out for the Sierra, and then they've subsequently moved through Utah and then into Colorado. So there's currently avalanche warnings out in those areas.
And Rebecca, could you educate us a bit? Because I think when it comes to forecasting, you know, meteorologists forecast one thing, but avalanche dangers are a bit unique. And we see the watches, we see the warnings, these avalanche watches and warnings. And it seems maybe pretty obvious that when fresh snow falls on top of maybe partially melted snow, that new layer of snow, it becomes unstable. But there's more that goes into avalanche forecasting, right?
Yeah, there's a lot more, obviously. But as you were speaking of, it's really tied to the weather. And this is sort of a pretty unfortunate scenario. We had a very dry period, as you were alluding to earlier, and that actually forms weak layers near the surface of the old snow. And then you put a new load of heavier or new snow or wind-driven snow, and that creates some pretty unstable conditions for quite a while. So avalanche forecasters, they spend a lot of time out there in the mountains poking around and trying to really get a handle on the current conditions before the new storms come in, so they can then warn the public. And they work in conjunction with the National Weather Service. So they'll send those warnings out to when it's a very heightened avalanche conditions to reach a much wider audience. These watches and warnings, we expect avalanches to impact folks that don't typically choose to travel in avalanche terrain. So we just feel it's important to get it out to as many people as we can.
And I think, you know, a lot of us don't have a familiarity with this type of snow. I mean, we're talking about feet upon feet of snow. I mean, it's just to put into perspective what the risk is with an avalanche. I mean, the weight of the snow, the consistency of the snow, and just hearing what is coming at you when you are out there and the dangers of that. Is there a way you could put that into, I guess, a more relatable understanding for folks?
Well, to be honest, depending on where you are in the terrain, like out there in the mountains, even a small avalanche can be dangerous if you're in the wrong spot. So if you're choosing to travel in avalanche terrain, you really need to be prepared. And it sounds like this group really were. But you need to know what's going on by reading the Avalanche Bulletin. And there's websites and apps. There's avalanche.org and then the Avi app that will take you to your local avalanche center. So then you'll know the latest conditions, and they will really break it down for you, like which areas are more dangerous or have a higher risk and which are safer to travel through. And then additionally, like being prepared as this group were as well. I mean, it's not going to protect you from every incident, but having a beacon, shovel, and probe, those are your rescue equipment, your basic rescue equipment. And then having a team that really knows what they're doing and how to rescue one another. And then, having a plan. So you're being aware of the conditions, you're traveling appropriately for the conditions, and then you have the proper equipment if things go wrong.
And I know we're out of time, but one more question, Rebecca. The sad reality is that these avalanche disasters, they occur every year, and there are fatalities associated with them every year. And the ones that happen that ultimately lead to injury or death, do we have stats on those? Are these events more naturally occurring, the avalanches, or are they caused by humans, perhaps people on the snow, the fresh snowpack, perhaps in the backcountry?
Yeah, most avalanches are triggered by the folks that are caught in them. So we really can be our own guardians in that way, and try to really mitigate our risk by being aware of the conditions that we're recreating in. So it is up to us. And I know the statistics seem scary, but really the amount of people that are recreating in the backcountry compared to the amount of accidents that we have, that the volume of, or the number of people recreating has increased exponentially, but the accident rate stays about the same. So we are doing a better job of taking care of ourselves, but of course, there's always room for improvement.
Always going to be room, and the more that we know, educating ourselves to be aware of what these avalanches can pose. It's a tragic discussion, but a very important one. Thank you for joining in on it this morning, avalanche specialist Rebecca Hodgetts. Appreciate your insight.
Thank you.